My time at Castile High School began in 2018. I lived outside of the district, which meant in order to enroll, I had to wait outside of the front office one morning to submit my paperwork for a chance to attend. The earlier you arrived, the better chance you had of being admitted. To me, this meant waking up at 8, strolling into the office, and submitting my papers without a second thought. To my mom, this meant waking up at 3 in the morning to wait in line. So there we were. Me, my brother, my sister, and my mom all stood in line. The more experienced parents had brought chairs, blankets, and even a radio. We had a box of Bosa donuts. We waited, and waited, and waited, and eventually it was 7 a.m. Never have I been so glad to see the sunrise. The front doors opened with the promise of a future home. We hurried in to submit our open enrollment papers, and I didn't think of it again until one day my mom picked us up with exciting news. My brother and my sister and I had all been accepted, and in the span of months we would be freshmen at Castile High School. But what did that mean exactly? What did it mean to be a member of this community? What did it mean to be a cult? I would be more than educated on that over my 4 years at Castile High School. Being a cult means to have courage. When I began at Castile, I was anything but courageous. I stayed out of the way. I didn't participate in classroom discussions. I preferred to read my books than to talk with my classmates. I had one objective going into Castile, and that was to sneak through high school as quietly as possible and immediately begin the next chapter of my life. Somewhere along the way, though, as you might be able to tell, I realized my assumptions were completely wrong. When I dared to talk in class, I was not met with disgust, but encouraging nods and intellectual conversation. When I looked up from my book, the strangers I shared a lunch table with became my closest friends. I grew loud. Castile helped me find my voice. Castile gave me courage. Being a cult means to have character. As a freshman, I looked up to the seniors. They knew everything. They told me the way to get to class. They got to leave school for lunch. They were my role models. I always wondered what it would be like to be them, to help out the younger students and contribute wherever I could. But how? How did I get to be like them? Now, as a senior, I can answer that question. Being at Castile, I have had the opportunity to tutor and volunteer. Being at Castile, I was allowed to explore my environment and grow as a person. Being at Castile instilled character in me. Now we are the role models, the class of 2022, all thanks to our time at Castile High School. Being a cult means to have commitment. When I started at Castile, I already knew a little bit about commitment. From my many memberships at my previous school, I was well educated on the act of committing. What I didn't know, though, was the value of commitment, and that is what Castile taught me. When it eventually grew too challenging to continue all of my obligations, I had to reevaluate what was most important to me, based not only on my availability, but what was important to me. That is when I learned the true importance of commitment. When I took another look at my life and identified what would make the highest impact. And that is what we have done at Castile. We have taken the best parts of ourselves and amplified them loud enough to be heard by all. We have continually reevaluated our priorities during our time here and committed to making a mark. We have left a legacy. I have grown a lot since my freshman year, but with Castile's help, I know I am ready for whatever the future holds. We all are. We have courage. We have character. We have commitment, and we are the class of 2022. Congratulations to my fellow Colts. Thank you.